Coming back at you again. Yours truly, Brother Kedwin Yah, the messenger. And the Yah is for Yahweh and his Christ, Yeshuwah. We back at you again today. This is part 2 of So Who Created Secularism? In part 1, we brought up facts on who founded secularism. A German British guy by the name of George Jacob Holyoake. And I found it very interesting that when it was time to bring out all the main points on it and break it down, there was information given from a woman, a professor at Kerala University over in India. I found that to be very interesting because why wouldn't the founder break everything down? And I'll tell you why, because that's how the Jewish people hide back in the background of everything they do. How they convince everybody. Y'all know how I do it. This is tea time with Yahweh. Early in the morning. But they crafty how they move. They set their narrative up all over the world, and then they let other people explain it and break it down and make it look more worldwide, and make it look more like the truth. So anyways, we're going to get off into this thing. Tone this down so that the music ain't drowning me out. And so, this information from this woman, this professor from Kerala University over in India, her name is Romila Thopar, Romila Excuse me, y'all, as usual. Give me 1 second here. 1 second. 1 second here. Boy, oh boy, having pets is just like having children. Sorry about that. Anyways, like I said, these folks is very crafty at how they do what they do to explain their narratives on the actions of what they do. And like I said, they set up secularism. Secularism is running the world today. Everybody is under the spells and the curses of secularism and religion. So that's why I wanted to break things down. I hope y'all didn't hear me in there fussing at my pets, because they get on my nerves. She already back at the door right now, meowing. And then the dog was barking a minute ago, whining. Anyway, I'm gonna have to get my situation a little better. I just like to come on here and share this information, so don't look at me as a top professional and all of that. I'm just doing my thing, okay? So anyways, like I said, Romila Thopar, she's the one breaking this down. So let's get into it. According to Romila Thopar, secularism is not a denial of religion. It means that there can be religions in a secular. So now look at that. It means that religion can be in the secular. Well, anyways, what is secularism? What it means. Secularism is the separation of religion from political, economic, social and cultural aspects of life. Religion being treated as a purely personal matter. Now I can guarantee y'all, who said that and who brought things to those terms? None other than the so-called it is Jewish people. Yeah, the Ashkenazis, the Orthodox, the Zionists, so on and so on, because there's more than that. And like I said, they the only other nation of people, the only other nationality that go by all of these different terms of who they supposed to be. Same thing with the so-called Afro-American. Same narrative, but only the opposite. None of us are going by who we really are because these people have switched everything up. But anyway, let's stay on top. What is secularism? And, what is secularism is and is not? And it reads, according to Romilla Thapar, secularism is not a denial of religion. It means that there can be religions in a secular society, but they should not interfere with the social functioning. Most often, religious organizations control social institutions in the name of morality. So, it's not a denial of religion, but some kind of way it's like it's intertwining it all together. It means that there can be religions in a secular society. See, stop right there. It means that there can be religions, plural, in a secular society. So what is a secular society? What they have turned the world into today. That's exactly what it is. Because we have become a secular society now. But they should not interfere with the social functionings. So in other words, everybody can go ahead and set up all of their stuff, set up all of their different religions, set up their paganist holidays, and this is not going to interfere with none of that. It's not going to interfere with all the differences that they all have when we are supposed to be under one Most High. But you know what that means. Most often, religious organizations control social institutions in the name of morality. So that's what I'm saying. In other words, the government is the ones setting this up. They're the ones who put things in order of how they are and how they feel they should be, I should say, and not how the Most High necessarily feels that they should be. That's what this is explaining. What is secularism in your own words? Now, this is a question back to the professor, Ramilla. Her answer is secularism is a way of life and thinking that rejects religion. Excuse me, I butchered that. Secularism is a way of life and thinking that rejects religion. Wow, so I didn't butcher. A way of life and thinking that rejects religion. So this part where it's telling you they reject Yahweh, the Most High, and Yeshuwah. That's basically what it's telling you. But they crafty at it, so I'm just gonna keep reading because this is not from my perspective, but what the information is. I'm just sharing. So if you're into secularism, you're not into God. Ooh-wee. Going to church, praying, or anything holy. Some people dig religion, others don't. And it's those people that live a life of secularism, far removed from anything that has to do with God or I'm going to say the body of Christ, not the church, the physical body church that people run up in every Sunday. We ain't talking about that. But it couldn't have gotten no clearer. It just gave verification on what I said before I even finished reading it. This is where they set up to fix it, where they can be against the Most High Yahweh. That's exactly what it is. Now, that was from her own words. That was what she learned from it. How does the prayer, see, like I was saying earlier, it's spelled Thapar. Now, that's why I keep throwing me off when I keep saying Thapar and Thapar, because it's spelled different two different places. How does the prayer explain the term secular in her answer? Secular is that which relates to the world and is distinct from the religious. Excuse me. Secularism involves questioning the control that religious organizations have over social institutions. This is sought to be justified by arguing that ensures morality. So in other words, what they're saying is they're just out there. I mean, the way I'm taking it is, okay, that which relates to the world and is distinct from the religious. Secularism involves questioning the control that religious organizations have over social institutions. This is sought to be justified by arguing that it ensures morality. So see, this is the rabbi's way of saying, they base everything upon what they believe about immorality. That's really what it's saying. In other words, they're saying they don't necessarily want to agree with what was already originally there from Yahweh. That's what I'm getting. What does secularism refer to in the chapter? Secularism is an ideology that says religion should not be involved with the ordinary social and political activities of a country. See, so what they're saying is they don't want to include Yahweh into their political affairs. They don't want to include it, but then again, they turn around and tell the churches what to do and what they can't do, especially if you into the 501c3. That's what 501c3 is all about. They'll even give you the money to set it up, but if you ain't teaching their narrative, you will not get that 501c3 grant. You won't get it. And if you do get it, they're going to come in and investigate everything and make sure you're teaching exactly what they want you to teach. So, moving right along. What were the main ideas of secularism? This is going to be interesting. There are three principles of secularism: separation of religious institutions from state institutions. Perfectly said. Freedom to practice one's faith or belief without harming others. Equality is so that religious beliefs do not put anyone at an advantage or disadvantage. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, that's a damn lie from the pits of hell. This is how crafty these damn Jews are. Because I can guarantee you right now, they did all kind of BS against certain people. In the name of religion, in the name of Judaism, in the name of Christianity, and in the name of Islam. Okay? The main three forces who go around, like I said in the first episode, the Arabs, from Ishmael, they may not necessarily get so much into the secular part of it, but they definitely into the religious part of it. This is why you don't really see Arabs on YouTube and on Instagram. You may see one here and there every blue moon, but they don't really deal with social media and all of the secular stuff that go on throughout the world. I will say they don't really participate, but they got their own point of views on Islam and all of that as well. So yeah, these are some very, very important facts that they are bringing out. What is What is example of secularism? To be a true example of a secular state, the state should not have any legal or formal alliance with any religion. The state should be separated from religious institutions. The state should not be providing any aid to religious institutions. The state cannot enforce any particular religion on anyone. Now that's true. They may not be able to force it, but the state definitely gets involved though with religion. That part ain't true either. I know that for a fact. But anyway, let's keep it moving. What does secularism say about religion? A helpful exploration of the term, Jeremy Rodell identifies three core principles of secularism: institutional separation, freedom of belief, and no discrimination on the grounds of religion. That ain't necessarily true either. Now, that was from Jeremy Rodell. That's how he identified it. But, man, all of this stuff is just like what it is. They say one thing, but yet they be doing something totally different. So, anyway, let's keep it moving. How do you speak secularism? Well, they got video on that one. I'm not going to watch that. What is secularism part of? Secularism is a part of democracy, which grants equal rights to people. I can see that, even though what the United States refer to as democracy that they're supposed to hold up, they don't hold it up by far. They full of you know what. So, anyways, what is secularism and why is it important? Secularism term means separation of religion from political, economic, social, and cultural aspects of life. Thus, religion is only a purely personal matter. It provides full freedom to all religions and tolerance of all religions. It also stands for equal opportunities for followers of the religious or the religions. My bad. What is secularism in 2 sentences? Secularism is a belief system that rejects religion. See, now they just said a minute ago it didn't. Secularism is a belief system that rejects religion, or the belief that religion should not be part of affairs of the state or part of public education. The principles of separation of church and state and of keeping religion out of the public school system are an example of secularism. They couldn't have said that better. What is the opposite of secularism? This is going to be a good one. And its most elementary level, at its most elementary level, secularism is not more than the separation of church and state. This entails a commitment to a principle of neutrality by the state toward matters involving religion in public life. Thus, the state cannot favor or disfavor any particular religion or belief over another. That's another lie they put in there. Okay, so I'm going to share 2 more of these and then I'm going to be out of here. What is the root of secularism? The origin of the concept of secularism can be traced to The political condition of the 18th centuries in the European state. The word secularism was invented by Holyoake, but in the context of the dispute between church and state. They said that perfectly. Which of the following does not stand for secularism? I'm going to give you this one, and then I'm going to let you all go. We right around 20 minutes. You know I don't stay on here too long. Every now and then, if I got something real juicy, I'll stay on here for at least a half hour to an hour. But today we ain't going there. This is the last one. Which of the following does not stand for secularism? Religious identity overriding every other identity is feature of communalism and not secularism. Religious identity overriding every other identity is feature of communalism and not secularism. I would have to agree with that. In other words, if I stand for Yahweh and what's taught by the Hebrew Israelites, which may be in difference with Eurocentric Christianity, this is where they just lied on that. So, because Christianity rejects a lot of other religions, which Christianity is a religion. Now, the secular part is more or less leaning towards what I'm going to say, them Yiddish folks, because the Yiddish Jews, of course, they supposedly go by Judaism, but I know some things about them where they are not worshiping the Almighty Yahweh, but they are worshiping Lucifer. I've even heard Rabbi Finkelstein admit it. He said when we go to war again with Yahweh, he think they're going to win on the next war, but he's alive from the pits of hell. I don't believe that. I think just what the word says is going to happen. They're going to be done away with. They're going to be done away with and shoved back to wherever they're supposed to go or wherever they come from. And with that being said, y'all know how I do it. Brother Kedwin Yah, the messenger, and the Yah for Yahweh and his Christ, Yeshuwah. As usual, may all be blessed in this world of mess. And y'all make sure y'all come back now again, you hear?